fill up first before the physical bank will catch up. But if you do this properly, and if you realize that your energy meets opportunities before you do, you can actually steer this to happen. And what we saw today with our incredible session where people were closing deals whilst in the session is a direct proof of. Welcome, everybody. I'm super excited to have you guys on here, and let's hit the show reel. So, hello everybody. I am so excited for today's episode because what I'm going to share with you guys today is very close to my heart. And it's also something that today, during our session of day number 2 of Project 1 Million in 1 Year, we saw direct proof of. And I just want to give again a massive shout out to the incredible Chamu who closed 2,000 during the session. She was like, the energy in the room is crazy, it's working, and I've just closed a 2K deal. Then we had Rasan who had an offer that she hasn't even launched yet, but people were already starting to show interest for. So hoo-ha hoo for Rasan. Then we had the incredible David who won the strategy call, but also told me that there are many people, many deals that he's actively working on and that are about to be closed. And everybody was sharing like there's something about the energy that is just making things happen. And I want to share with you that that's exactly what I'm talking about when I say that your energy meets opportunities before you do. So comment that below, but also how the bank of energy will fill up before the physical bank does. And when the bank of energy fills up, the physical bank has no choice but to catch up. Now, in order for us to dive into this topic that, again, is so close to my heart, I want to physically draw it out because it's a very simple concept, but it always helps, at least for me, to see things in a visual way because I'm a very visual person. Let me know in the comments if you are a visual person as well. I'm a visual learner. I love when things are very clear, easy, simple, and all these things. But also, do let me know where are you tuning in from. And if you are new to the YouTube channel, please feel free to give this video a like. Obviously, if you like it, give this channel a subscribe, hit the bell, make sure that you get notified with all of our daily content that we're making to truly help people, not just to believe in freedom, but to actually create freedom in all areas of life, which means physically, means mentally, which means spiritually, as well as financially. Now, let's dive in. The way how I usually like to create this drawing is by having you here in the center. So this is you. And oh, the legs are being a little bit weird. And let's just say this is you. You're excited, you're energetic, and especially also in really talking about what's going on in the event. What we notice as people are coming together and we're talking about all these concepts of wealth creation and about reframing some of the negative beliefs that any one of us in this world have been conditioned. You might wonder, is society, and I mean by that every single society, setting us up to not succeed, right? But every one of us has conditioning, and every one of us may have had certain things that make you wonder whether you can actually create a life of your dreams, where you can actually make more money, have more freedom, be more wealthy, have better quality relationships, have a better quality of life. And as Ty Lopez calls that, it's being called living the good life, because it's not just about being able to actually have only the money. We want to make sure that you are making the money. We want to make sure that you are super duper happy. We want to make sure that you have health. We want to make sure that you are having the ability to live in freedom. We want to make sure that your spirituality doesn't get behind. So all of these different things, I'm just add spirituality here as well, plus anything else good under the sun is what we're working on. But the beautiful thing is that once you focus from energy, or you focus on energy, it actually has ramifications in all areas of life. And so even though Project 1 Million has a particular title, like Project 1 Million in 1 year, is very clearly designed and is very clearly marketed as an event where you learn how to basically grow your income and how you learn to build a business, but not just yet, where you're learning how to build a freedom lifestyle business empire with multiple streams of income in such a way that you can create basically undestructible wealth, but doing it by making an impact. So yes, obviously a lot of people assume that business is the most big thing that we talk about, which we absolutely do. But what not everybody knows about is that actually, when we talk about abundance, it's not just the money. So when you really focus on this in a very right and pure way, it actually has ramifications on all areas of life and in a follow order that we cannot always determine or predict. But in the back, looking backwards, or as Steve Jobs says, when connecting the dot backwards, then it will definitely make sense. So when we focus on actually increasing our energy, which is definitely happening in the event, we do things like a hoo-ha-hoo. We talk about what is it actually that we want to realize. We start about what is this vision that I want to create? Like, what is the good life for me? What do I want to attract? If I was to ask myself, where would I like to see myself in the next 5 years? How can I then envision that if there were no restrictions, no being realistic, but absolutely whatever it is that I want in the name of good? Because we don't believe in bad things. We don't believe in doing negative things, to elbow work, as we talk about in the Netherlands. What we really believe in is to do whatever good it takes. Not whatever it takes, because whatever it takes also includes negative things, and that's not what we believe in. So comment below and say, do whatever good it takes. But when you do that, and when you start visualizing, okay, this is this dream, and you create a vision board, and you put it on the board, and you see it every single day, and it starts meaning something to you, you can really visualize what that beautiful life will be like for you, for your family members, for your loved ones, what options it will give you in life to help more people, and it starts living for you. Then we propose that basically that reality already exists. That future is already there. And as a matter of fact, that future is not future, that future is now. So by allowing yourself to envision what this good life would look like, it starts living within you. And it starts growing within you. And as we did in our event on day number 1, we actually say, we want you to already become that 2.0 version of yourself, in mind, in spirit, in energy, in actions that you take, so that your energy will start growing. And then we talked about that your energy meets opportunities before you do. Because how many times have you had it in your life that you want something and you start working for it, and then somehow things connected? Like, how many of you have had it that you were perhaps looking for a loving partner, and then you one day, without assuming anything, just went into a library or you went into a restaurant, and all of a sudden you met that person there. You were not expecting to meet that person there, but you had set the energy, or you had set the wish that you want to find someone. You started working on yourself, and lo and behold, you met that person in a situation that you wouldn't necessarily expect that person to come on your path. Now, that's again an exact proof of your energy meets opportunities before you do. Because I cannot predict how exactly this life will come about. I cannot say, okay, exactly in 4 months and 3 days from now, this and this and this exactly is going to happen. And with that, my life is going to be realized in exactly the way that I want it to. We cannot actively put those puzzle pieces in place. But what we can work on is the energy. And if we understand that by increasing our energy in the thoughts that we allow ourselves to think, in the actions that we allow ourselves to take, in us realizing that anything and everything is possible in the name of good, then we start increasing our energy. And that is where this title refers to, where I call, what I like to call, the bank of energy. Because the bank of energy is like a bank, but then this one has energy as its currency. And also in energy, you have a bank account. And for most people's bank accounts in energy, that bank account is very, very low. It's like on a very, very low frequency. So no wonder that this energy will attract more of the same. Because we spoke about this yesterday, we attract what we are. So if you have this bank of energy, and you also have the actual physical bank on the other side, this is what we see in our physical reality, where we basically look at our account and we see how much money is in there, it will mirror what is going on in our energy. So if we ourselves have very much limiting beliefs, we're very skeptical, we're very indecisive, we never actually take action. Oh, this is not the thing for me. Oh, it's this person's fault, that person's fault. All of these emotions are low vibration emotions, which means that this bank has no option but to match this bank. So if you have low vibrational energy, then also you will have a low amount in your bank account. Now, if you say, okay, I can't control when this grows, but I can know, and I want you guys to write this down, that when this one grows, this one has no choice but to match up with it. Same way that if our energy is low, our energy bank account is low, then this one also has no choice but to match up with it. Does that make sense? And so with this, and I do already smell that some of you are thinking, yes, but there are very bad people that are also rich. What I'm talking about is not that sort of stuff. I'm not talking about people that do negative things to accumulate wealth, because that exists very much so. And there are people that do negative stuff, and therefore things happen in abundance for them. But the truth that you have to understand is that that can never be abundance. If you do negative things to acquire physical wealth, then you are not living the good life. You're living the exact opposite of it. So when you're thinking, hey, there are people that are negative, they are bad, and they're still making money, how can that match up? Yeah, that's a different thing. It's not what I'm talking about today. What I'm talking about is how can we live the good life? How can we do whatever good it takes that then puts us in a position to actually see that when we do those good things and our energy increases, that then our physical bank has no choice but to catch up. So that is exactly, again, what we're talking about, those little exercises that we're talking about going live, about commenting below, about showing up, about turning on your camera, about implementing these things, making your story, start speaking to people, allowing yourself to help people. Because that is what true entrepreneurship is. Entrepreneurship is not just, oh, I'm running a business, I have a business card and I'm a business owner. No, entrepreneurship is serving people, helping people, solving problems, figuring out a way that I can empower another human being. And if I can empower one human being, I can empower another human being, and I can empower another human being. And as I'm doing that, it has a ripple effect. But the beautiful thing about this all is that, again, we don't know exactly how all of these puzzle pieces will fall into place. But what we do know is that if we increase our bank of energy, by allowing ourselves to do those lane switches that we spoke about yesterday in the after party, then this bank account will increase. It will go to a much higher vibration. Sorry, I wrote it wrong before, but it will go to a much higher vibration of energy that will attract much more higher vibration types of opportunities, events, people, things that come your way that allow you to put those different things in place. Now, again, which follow order is it? You cannot tell. Like in my life and in a lot of lives of our students, which I love dearly, we have seen a lot that before they actually start making the money, they see that people start appreciating them. Like they're making posts, they're getting people commenting, saying, thank you so much for posting this. This has really helped me today. I really appreciate it. Those are all of those things that make you happy, that make you feel appreciated, that increases your confidence. But I also have clients, they didn't have any of this, and straight away they start closing deals. That's a possibility too. So you cannot predict in which follow order these things will happen. But what we do know with 100% certainty is that when this grows, this has no choice but to catch up and to match up and to come and follow the path of the other thing. Now, my AI camera is living its own life and it doesn't do a good job at this very moment. So, guys, I was saying this in the event today. If you worry about AI taking your jobs, don't worry. They're not very good at their jobs just yet. I'm just saying. Anyways, so if we keep focusing on these things and we're growing and we're growing and we're growing, then lo and behold, this will match up. This bank account will grow too. And sometimes it will grow in small increments, sometimes it will grow in bigger increments, but growing it will. And the funny thing is with this growth is that it will happen, but it will happen in an exponential way. And that's the thing that I showed yesterday during the session, not during our after party, but during our session itself on Project 1 Million, which is that if you are looking to achieve a particular result, and we have the time axis over here, and here we have the results axis, we have to understand that any good thing that we want in life, also the finances, this curve, the success curve, has an exponential form. So this is the success curve. In the beginning, it seems like they're small results, because maybe in the beginning, by the way, I'm not saying that this is going to be the thing for you. Maybe in the beginning you start closing deals straight away, like some of the people in the event we're doing today. But sometimes it is the happiness that you get as your win. Sometimes it is the health, you get better health. You know how many people we have as students that, as a direct consequence of what we train them in for business, they have better relationships with their spouses, better relationship with their children. They feel so much more spiritually alive, and then the money comes. Like, these things are all entangled. And so when you focus on that energy work by doing the doings and doing the right doings, then everything else will also gradually, just like the bank of money, the bank of health, the bank of happiness, all of these things will come along with it as well. But in any case, what we also have to understand is that sometimes these wins in the beginning seem small, but they are very much there. And you just got to understand, and this is the quote I want you to write down for yourself today, you got to keep going. As Grant Cardone says, the two first rules of success is to show up, number one, because if you don't show up, where are you going to get any results from? And number two, don't quit. So keep going. Or as Dory says, just keep swimming, just keep swimming. You have to keep on going. And you'll see that at some point, it starts growing so much so that you're like, wow, I'm living a different life right now. And it went so gradually, I hardly even noticed it. And you're in a completely different scenario. But what I want you to understand as well is that at the beginning, the resistance is the strongest. The resistance graph goes like this. This one is actually where it is very big. So this is the resistance graph. It goes very big. In the beginning, the resistance is the biggest, but you feel like, oh man, I'm not seeing any results. And does this have any virtue? Does it make sense if I do this? Oh, I could have been watching my Netflix instead of doing my live video, or watching Project 1 Million, or watching this YouTube video. I could have done all these other things, because you're not seeing the results. But if you keep going, you will basically come and survive what we like to call the resistance zone. Because the resistance zone is where the resistance is so big and the successes seem so small that most people perish over here. And especially in this time and age where everything seems to be steered towards instant gratification, people are losing their ability to be patient, persistent, and resilient. And these are exactly the ingredients required for getting any sort of success in life. So it is important that we become aware of it, because when we become aware of it and we realize that we just have to keep going on this path, that at some point you're going to have your breakthrough and something is going to happen. And not just because it magically happens, but because you made it happen. Because when you grow your bank of energy, your physical bank has no choice but to catch up with it. And then lo and behold, at some point, you're going to find yourself in this stage. And this stage is what we like to call the success zone. The success zone is where this next level of success is so easy that it has become the new norm. That's also the moment where actually results start piling up. You're closing a deal here, you're closing a deal there, you're closing a deal there. You're getting money back from the government. It's like everything is going your way. And what we then have to understand is that, yes, this is the case. And then you reach a new level of being. But guess what? After that comes the next level. And that's why we always draw it like this. Imagine, and this is what we're doing in Project 1 Million. Imagine that you say, okay, I want to have a result that in 1 year, I want to make my 1 million. Now, as an intermediate result, I want to go in 3 months, at least make my 6 figures. So that's 100,000. Now, and then later on, I want to also be able to make 1 billion. So let's say these are the 3 data points that you have envisioned for yourself. Now, it's not going to be a linear journey. Absolutely not. It's going to be a journey which is consistent of a results, a success curve, and a matching resistance curve. Also, the next, once you've hit this goal, you're a six-figure earner, and then you want to go to 1 million, then it's going to be a new way of operating, a new way of thinking, a new way of doing things, which also goes with its own success curve and its own resistance curve. And then if you want to take it to the billion-dollar level, it's going to be exactly the same thing. It's going to be a new success curve and a new resistance curve. But here's the cool thing. This doesn't just apply to just making money. This applies to anything in life. If for the first time you're a driver, and I am a new driver, I got my driver's license about a year ago now. I'm a 1 year driver. When I started driving, I also had my success curve and my resistance curve. Very much so. But now I'm at the stage where I can easily drive. But don't ask me to drive a truck. If I have to drive a truck, again, another success curve and another resistance curve. If now you're saying, hey, Tjibaria, go drive a race car. Oh my goodness, whole other type of thing. Does that make sense? The same principles that apply to wealth creation apply to any result creation, and it's all connected. But the good news is that we don't necessarily have to know which follow order different things come into our life. The only thing we really need to know is that if we increase our energy, and if we allow the bank of energy to grow by allowing ourselves to think on a higher level, operate on a higher level, stay consistent on a higher level, deal with challenges on a higher level, then this bank will grow. And when this bank grows, this one, and the bank of health, and the bank of happiness, and the bank of freedom, and no matter which bank is there, they have no choice but to match up with the bank of energy. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you so much for being here on this session today. I have certainly enjoyed talking about this. I hope this helped. Let me know in the chat box if you had an aha moment from this. Also, if there are any questions, do let me know. Comment it below as well. And I want to do a few shout outs for people that have been commenting. So I want to say a big shout out to Tom. So nice that you're here. Thank you, Marco, for being here. Super, super awesome. And we have Kihiti Fakulu. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. I apologize if I don't. Thank you so much for being here and also saying that I had multiple such events recently. Beautiful. So you can see the proof is in the pudding. And Tom is saying it's the compound effect. Absolutely. Kudrat is here with us as well saying thank you. Love it. And aha, focus on energy change 100%. Because when you do, the world around us will start changing as well. Now, I just want to say once again, thank you so much for being here on this after party. If for whatever reason you're not yet subscribed to the channel, then make sure to hit the subscribe button. If you like this video, then please give it a like, leave a comment, leave something that you perhaps wanted me to talk about next. And if you think that this video may help someone else as well, feel free to share it. Share it on your Facebook, on your Instagram, or whichever other channel. But most importantly, make sure that you implement the things that I'm saying, because you have the ability to completely transform your life. You have the ability to redefine yourself at any given moment and allow yourself to actually start living whatever is the good life for you. And so on that note, I want to say thank you so much. Catch you guys tomorrow on another episode. And for Project 1 Million people, see you guys tomorrow on day number 3. It's gonna be epic. Bye. Mwah. Right.